What's going on, world? My name is Kevin Gray. I'm out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and this is a follow up to a video that I made over a month ago regarding the Collinsville, Texas scammer, Jim McCanlies, as well as I'm holding his wife liable, Laurie McCanlies, for her part in defrauding me out of $131,000, as well as defrauding many other investors going into the millions. If you guys have not had a chance to watch part one of what I like to call my scammer series about these individuals, I encourage you to do so. The video is on my channel, but I'll just give a brief synopsis of what's been going on. Back in late 2021, I made an investment with Jim McCanlies out of Collinsville, Texas, who gave me a contract. The contract stated that if I make an investment of $8,000 into his construction company for the purposes of construction container units, that within 60 days I will receive a return. That return was supposed to be for $4,000. Guys, I want to be very upfront and transparent. That transaction did clear within 60 days. We had a couple of more rounds, and actually over three more rounds of transactions like that, and where the investments cleared, I did invest more. When it came down to November of 2022, Jim McCanlies, as well as his wife, Laurie McCanlies, the CEO of JM Construction and Roofing, now a dissolved company, they were both unavailable, not only to me, but many other investors, and did not resurface again until sometime in 2023. Okay, so this is where we're at this point in time. We found out, and when I use the language we, not only myself, but many investors all across the country, we found out that Jim had defrauded us, theft by deception. He used our funds in a Ponzi scheme that we had no idea that we were participating in. Many of us have contracts stating that we were investing in construction projects, whether that be apartment rehabs, construction containers, and so much more. But that was not the case. By talking to many of Jim McCanlies and Laurie McCanlies victims, what I found out is a lot of them, where they would like to see some sort of action taken, they have, in a sense, chalked it up as a loss. Some have completely laid down. And the reason that they've done that is not because they are weak or anything of that nature, but because these folks are professionals as I, and they cannot spend much more time on this. They've already reported it to the proper channels, their local police, the FBI, and so many other channels, and we are still waiting on something to be done. Even 2.5, 3 years after we noticed what this man had done to so many of us. In the meantime, what I wanted to do is I wanted to put together this video, and I wanted to put together at least 10 different things that you can do that shouldn't really take a lot of your time, but will at least get the ball rolling when it comes to making sure that Jim McCanlies and Laurie McCanlies see some sort of justice regarding the heinous crimes that they have committed. Now, understand this. I'm not selling wolf tickets. I'm not optimistic that many of us will see any of our money back, especially the massive amounts that he owes us. I'm not positive that we're going to see that money, not unless he's got that buried in his backyard or in some account that nobody knows about. He's stated many times that he doesn't have the money. He claims someone else took the money, but I have no idea. But in the meantime, I wanted to organize some things that we could do to make sure that these individuals never have a chance to commit these heinous crimes again. Okay, these individuals I'm going to name again: Jim McCanlies and Laurie McCanlies. Okay, I'm sure both of their lawyers will see this video, and it's okay. It's okay, because one thing that you can do is you can tell the truth. Okay, and I have plenty truth, and they know this. Okay, so the number one thing that I would tell anyone, and I'm bringing my notes out on my phone, guys, because I just felt inspired to make this video today. I don't have all this stuff memorized, but the number one thing that I would say, or not in any particular order, but we'll start out with one, is to contact the SEC. Okay, the Security and Exchange Commission. I'm gonna read out their functionality, and you'll see exactly why I believe that they need to be contacted. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) oversees securities exchanges, securities brokers and dealers, investment advisors, and mutual funds in an effort to promote fair dealing, the disclosure of important market information, and to prevent fraud. In the case of Jim McCanlies as well as Laurie Cobb Jackson McCanlies, they committed fraud. Okay, they were committing fraud, and where all people, black, white, Hispanic, were affected. Overwhelmingly, they targeted people in minority communities and lied to them about what they were investing in. And from there, many of us are left without our investments and are looking for answers of money that we cannot afford to lose. We thought we were making solid investments in real estate. Next is the FBI. And remember, this is not in any particular order, but it's just 10 different things that you can do right now. Contact the FBI. The mission of the FBI is to protect and defend the United States against terrorists and foreign intelligence threats, to uphold and enforce the criminal laws of the United States, and to provide leadership and criminal justice services to federal, state, municipal, and international agencies and partners. Now, many of you guys that see this video may not be a victim of Jim and Laurie McCanlies, but you may see this video and you may know them, and we're about to make an investment, and now you don't have to worry about being a victim. But some of us, we didn't have this option. We didn't have, a flag being raised, letting us know what the deal was with these individuals. For those that have already been defrauded by Jim McCanlies and Laurie McCanlies, most likely you have received a letter in your email. This letter had information regarding the FBI, had information regarding who to contact with the FBI, as well as the United States District Attorney, okay, for the Eastern District of Texas. Okay, this is the number three. Number one was the SEC, number two was the FBI, as well as the District Attorney, the Eastern District of Texas. I don't want to give out their information, guys, but not at least on a public platform. But if you get to me on a DM or we connect somehow, I can make sure that you have their information. If you have anything that you need to get over and pertains of Jim McCanlies as well as Laurie McCanlies. Okay. Number four, and remember this is in no particular order, your local police. Okay. That includes municipal, county, tribal, and regional police that derive authority from the local governing body that created it. The primary purpose is to uphold the laws of jurisdiction, provide, patrol, and investigate local crimes. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, if you're a victim of these individuals or a victim of anyone else who's committed similar crimes, you want to contact your local police. I tried to contact the police at in Collinsville, Texas, where they live. And they wanted me to make sure that I contacted my local police first. Okay. So I just wanted to offer you that guidance if that's something that you want to do. Next, number five is the Attorney General. Okay. The Attorney General provides legal opinions to the General Assembly, the governor, or any other public officials when requested, consults with and advises judges, district attorneys, magistrates, and municipal and county attorneys when they request assistance and when permitted under the rules of professional conduct. Guys, when it comes to conduct, Jim McCanlies and Laurie McCanlies, they got some work to do, okay? Just want to throw that out there. They got some work to do. The Attorney General just sending out a letter, okay? And guys, it could be the same letter that you send out to Attorney General, FBI, Securities Exchange Commission. I encourage you, if you are a victim of theft by deception, to fill out a police report. All right. Okay, so number 6. Okay, number 6, your local senator as well as congressman. Okay, let me explain why. Okay, when it comes to when it comes to your senators, okay, all questions and comments regarding public policy issues, legislation, or requests for personal assistance should be directed to the senators from your state. Please be aware that as a matter of professional courtesy, many senators will acknowledge but not respond to a message from another senator's constitute. I'm sorry. Congress enacts laws that influence the daily lives of all Americans and is intended to serve as the voice of the people. Okay? Congress is the voice of the people. Its responsibilities include funding government functions and programs, holding hearings to inform the legislative process and oversight of the executive branch. I'm going to say this. It's not going to hurt you to send in a letter to your local senator as well as congressperson. There are certain states or cities when you are a victim of, let's say, a Ponzi scheme or theft by deception. I don't think in my state or my city I have this luxury, but I've read that some cities or states have certain acts to reimburse you for some of your money. But we have to make sure that we contact our Congress men and women and senators to make sure that people like Jim McCanlines and Laurie McCanlies can never do anything like this again. All right, next one. Okay, I think this would be, all right, Homeland Security. Okay, the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, works to improve the security of the United States. The department's work includes customs, border and immigration enforcement, emergency response to natural and man-made disasters, anti-terrorism work, and cybersecurity. Guys, many of these crimes that were made from Jim McCanlines and Laura McCanlines were used over cell phone, were used over internet, were used over email. Okay, it's not a bad idea. I'm not saying Homeland Security is gonna run off and take a special interest, but what I can say is that if you move with force and you move immediately and you move right now, that they will most likely get it over to the proper channels. Okay, we already talked about the district attorney. Next is your bank's fraud department. Okay, most likely if you did business with Jim and Laurie McCanlies, you did so through your bank. Okay, I don't even care if you sent them cash apps. I mean, that is a form of a bank, I would think. Okay, but many of us had Wells Fargo. Many of us had Bank of America, credit unions, whatever the case may be, and we sent out checks directly to JM Construction. The reason why I keep saying Laurie McCanlies, guys, yes, I have spoken to her, but she is actually the CEO of the dissolved company, JM Construction, JM Roofing and Construction. And I highly suspect knew of many of the things that were going on. So, I'm holding her liable. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. So I would say your bank's fraud department, you want to make sure that you contact them and you find out exactly what your losses are. It's very unlikely, but it's a possibility because many of the victims of Jim McCanlines and Laurie McCanlies, depending on who your bank is, I don't know. They may have a way where you get your money back. I'm not saying that's going to happen. It's very unlikely that it happens, but I would give it a shot. All right. The next one, number 9, tell your story. That's part of what I'm doing right now, guys. I'm telling my story. I'm bringing awareness. Just speaking with so many people, so many professionals that were victims of Jim and Laurie McCanlies. Many of them do not want to go on camera. Some don't mind, but many of them have just said that, look, they want accountability for these individuals, and they would love for their story to be out there. but they don't know if they can go through what I'm doing right now, just recanting the horror that took place during these crimes, right? The horrific feelings and everything. This is what I have to say. There are ways to get your story out there without putting your face on camera. We're in 2024. We got AI technology. The only thing I would um, seriously advise that you do, don't say anything that's not true. Okay. Many of you guys have contracts that you sign with Jim McCanlines. Many of you guys have text messages. So it is not, and I'm sorry, many of us have contracts we sign with Jim McCanlines as well as JM Roofing Construction, which their CEO is Laurie McCanlies. It's a dissolved company now, but at the time, it's not dissolved. Um, just make sure that anything that you're putting out there, you're telling the truth. Jim will try to use as a tactic that his lawyer will look into defamation or anything of that nature. That should not faze anyone that's telling 100% of the truth. These individuals defrauded folks out of a lot of money. They committed some very serious crimes, and they're going to have to pay the price. Um, and the last person would be your attorney. Okay. I do have an attorney. I have gone over a few different things with my attorney, and I let my attorney know that I was making videos like this. And as long as I tell 100% of the truth, um, we're good. We're good. So there it is. There's at least 10 different things that you can do to get the ball rolling of trying to get back some of your investment from Jim and Laurie McCanlies, or at least getting the ball rolling so they can be held accountable for what they have done to so many of you, including me, criminally. Um, Next steps, guys. I will be talking to my attorney. Um, Many of you guys have reached out to me and wanted to know if we can get together and do some sort of a group lawsuit. I'm definitely in favor of that. One thing I don't want to do is sell wolf tickets. Okay. I am so not sure if any of us are going to see any of this money back. Not sure. It's like a big pie in the sky mystery of where did millions of dollars go. But when we can only operate off of the information that we have, we know that regardless of what he says, that he was robbing Peter to pay Paul, and many of us that comment under this video, many of us that join a Facebook group that is dedicated to the victims of Jim and Laurie McCanlines. The more and more we tell stories, we find out that he was using so-and-so's money to pay so-and-so's debt until he just could not keep it up any longer, until he couldn't keep up the lie any longer. So many folks have been hurt by this guy. So many folks have been hurt by Laurie McCanlines and JM Roofing Construction. So with that said, I'm not hard to find. I'm not hard to find at all. So for you guys that want to contact me and move forward with some sort of legal action regarding Jim McCanlines, I am all for it. I am all for it. Listen, I'm not running. I'm standing on the front line with you because I've got skin in the game. I've invested as well. Also want to put out there that if Jim McCanlines tries to do anything to silence me, um, someone else needs to pick up the ball. Okay, someone else needs to pick up the ball. He seriously does not want this information out, and I'm just not. I'm not bending to his will. He's not going to use me as a puppet. He's not going to say, he's not going to tell me to take down my YouTube videos. He's not going to tell me to take down the Facebook group. And there's so many more different channels that we can go through legally to bring awareness. That way no one else is duped by Jim McCanlines, JM Roofing and Construction, or the CEO of the now dissolved company, JM Roof Construction, Laurie Cobb Jackson McCanlies. So with that said, God bless. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are healing. I hope you guys are recovering. Those of you that are the victims of Jim McCanlines, JM Roof Construction, Laurie McCanlies, and anyone else who's a victim of